Hi, this is Richard Blade, and you're listening to the Blue Zone Podcast Network as it presents Permanent Record, an in-depth look at the classic albums of the 70s and 80s, albums which have earned a permanent place of honor, both in our hearts and in our record collections.
Labor Day weekend, the end of summer. Is this the official end of summer or the unofficial?
It's the unofficial end of summer. Summer doesn't officially end until around September 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there.
I say summer, don't let the door hit you on the butt on the way out. Get out of here.
You're ready for it.
I am ready for some nice autumn weather.
Okay, me too.
And, we thought we would be coming to you before this weekend with this episode, but the month got away from us. We were busy every single weekend. And as you know, folks, my name is Brian.
And I'm Sarah.
And we do most of our podcast work on the weekends. And this month, I think we were in hotels every single weekend.
Pretty much, yeah. We were definitely away every single weekend.
We were in a hotel or a beach place.
Right.
You know, we did get you that last episode, the Totally Tubular Festival. I think we deserve some more accolades, Sarah, because it seems like almost no one took me seriously at the beginning.
Oh, yeah?
Or took us seriously when we said we were broadcasting from the heart of Tropical Storm Debbie.
Oh, yeah. That's really true. We really were. We were in the middle of a tropical storm. Maybe not like Jim Cantori of the Weather Channel out there with the...
We were close.
We were close. He was down there where we were. Yeah, we were in the safety of our beach condo there that we rented. And
it could have blown out to sea at any moment, Sarah. Don't use the word safety so freely.
Okay.
It was touch and go for a while.
Okay, all right. Well, there was a ton of rain around and
we had 13 inches of rain in one day.
Yeah.
And there was a tornado on the island.
That's true.
We just were blissfully unaware of it.
Right. Anyway.
You think it would be loud. I always pictured like a tornado would sound like a jet engine or Jeff Tate. And I didn't even hear it.
No.
But we survived.
We did.
And we came back home, and we're just back from a trip to Ohio. Just yesterday we got back. We went to see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We went to see Howard Jones, ABC, and Haircut 100.
What a fantastic weekend we had.
It was awesome. I don't know if we're going to talk about that or not.
I don't know.
I know we're not going to talk about it here today.
Right.
But are we going to record something about the Rock Hall and finally seeing Mr. Martin Fry, F-R-Y, in concert? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. You'll know eventually.
So this episode, we are really excited to bring you this one. We've been sitting on it for about a month as I slowly edited my way through it. Here's our big concept for the episode. Mm-hmm. We are going to draft, just like a fantasy football draft, an 80s supergroup. So we are joined by three of our friends, three of the best people to pick an 80s supergroup anywhere, I think. Mr. Jon Lamoreaux of the Hustle podcast, Mr. Eric Miller of Stone Turtle House Concerts, the Daily Burn, and the Pods and Sods Network.
That's right.
And Heidi Waugaman-Page, she doesn't have a show of her own. And I was shocked to learn in this episode that she actually has only ever done one podcast before.
Right.
But she is in the I'm in Love with That Song podcast family.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pleasure to have her join us.
Absolutely.
We made the better decision. You know, if you could get Heidi or Brad to come draft an 80s supergroup, you definitely want to get Heidi.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Brad would have been woefully out of place there.
He would have been bitching and moaning.
Yeah.
Ugh, Brad.
We love him, though.
He is awesome. But it is fun to pick on him. I mean, we're picking on him for picking on us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's all mutual. It's all in good fun.
So this was our fantasy draft. It's just like a fantasy football draft, pretty much. If you've ever done one of those, we're just going to draft the main components of a group. Once somebody is taken, once I claim Shakin' Stevens, no one else can have Shakin' Stevens.
Oh,
so
no.
You've got to adjust your plans, as the draft goes on.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see what kind of band you put together if you chose Shakin' Stevens.
So I think we go into details at the start of the episode, explaining how things go. But that's basically what you're going to hear. We thought it was a lot of fun, and we hope you will agree.
I really enjoyed recording this and just talking with everybody, seeing and listening to what they chose. Yeah.
And at the end of the episode here, we will come back and we will tell you how you can get involved and how you can vote for your favorite imaginary 80s supergroup, which we really need you to do.
That's right. This is a little bit more of an interactive situation than normal, although we're always happy to hear from you anytime we record an episode. But this one in particular, we need your help with. So just be sure to listen to the end to find out what you need to do.
We are definitely always happy to hear from you. In fact, we It's like pulling teeth, Sarah. We want more people to get involved and to comment on the episodes and send us voicemails. We have a voicemail to share at the end of this episode, which is crazy. We haven't had one in a long, long time. So we do have one to share today. So stick around for that. And speaking of getting involved with the show, Sarah, this summer we ran the Return of Sarah's Secret Summer Song Snippet.
We did.
And after 3 episodes, after 3 snippets, we finally had a winner.
We did. Thankfully and very, very excitingly, I'm happy to announce our winner of this summer's secret song snippet, Sarah's Secret Summer Song Snippet. That's a lot of words.
Do you want to hear a recap of the last sound sample?
Yes.
All right, this is the last sound sample that we released.
Yeah, we were really hoping someone would identify it by that point, and thankfully they did. And the winner is Ian Monk.
That's right, Mr. Ian Monk, who is a longtime follower of the show on social media and good friend of the podcast. So much so that a couple years ago, he sent us a White Door CD, and we really appreciated that because we hadn't heard of that band. And people kept mentioning them, and we wanted to figure out what they were all about. So at that point in time, we sent him a T-shirt for the podcast.
Yeah.
So the prize for this contest was a T-shirt. He already has one. He probably thinks we've forgotten. We're trying to think of something to send him that he would actually dig.
Yeah.
So, Ian, congratulations for getting the song. Have we said what the song was yet?
I don't think we have. I think we've been alluding to it. Yeah, so the song, which I was thinking more people would know, and maybe they knew it now. Once we say it, I bet you'll know it. World of Water by New Music.
New Music is Tony Mansfield,
yes.
Who produced, I think, Aha.
He did.
So we've talked about him in the past, and that was World of Water, a song that I like.
Oh, yeah, it's a good song, and if you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. I think if you're into 80s synth pop, you will enjoy that song.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Ian, for playing along. Thanks for everybody who gave it a shot. Many people wrote in and said, like, is it this? Is it that? Mm-hmm. But I think we picked kind of a difficult song.
Yeah.
But, we were hanging out that one day. The summer was like one of the hottest ever. And we were thinking, how great would it be to be on a World of Water right now?
Very refreshing.
Yeah, so that's why we went with that one, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. Blame me. That is my song snippet after all.
All right, so we are going to get into the episode now. We hope you'll dig it. And as you're listening, try to figure out which group you would most want to listen to if they were all real, which one you would buy.
Yes.
And we'll see you again at the end of the episode with a little voicemail and details on how you can vote for your favorite supergroup.
See you there.
Peace. All right, Sarah, so we have assembled an all-star group for this big event.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited to see all these smiling faces and to work with them today and compete with them, I guess, really.
We are going to compete, but you know what? These guys know more about music than almost anyone I know, and to top it all off, they are all dashingly handsome, each and every one of them. Well, the one that's not handsome is beautiful, and we are so happy to have our friends join us from the I'm in Love with That Song family, the brains behind that operation, Heidi Page.
Heidi Waugaman-Page.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you taking time to join us today. I know that you live in a household that is probably 24/7 just blood rock pumping out of the speakers. So it's going to be good to get some conversation going with good 80s music for you, I think.
Yeah, Brad just recently put a turntable upstairs so he doesn't have to listen to my 80s music downstairs.
Poor Brad. He's so put upon. The only time I ever felt bad for Brad was when you guys drove down to the Philadelphia area and you told us that you listened to our podcast on the way down. So Brad was trapped in the car with us. So I did feel a little bad for him then.
And then he was literally trapped in a car with us. And one of our other guests tonight, as we talked about men without hats.
That's right.
I think that was probably worse.
That's right. And of course, Sarah is referring to the great Jon Lamoreaux of the Hustle podcast. How's it going, John?
Good. Thank you so much for asking me to be on here to do this. It's all I've thought about since you mentioned it.
Wow.
The only thing you thought about.
I hope you haven't recorded any interviews since then, because that would be really rude to your guests.
That's really interesting that you say that. I have. It's mostly just top of mind. This is a fun, juicy topic that I like chewing on.
That's cool. Well, thanks for making time to hang out with us. We appreciate it because you are 2 hours in the past, as we all know.
It's true.
And I guess it is true that you've been focusing mainly on this in terms of music, because didn't I just see on Facebook today you've taken to interviewing actors now? because you want to keep the musical part of your brain separate for this?
Here's the deal. 3 years ago, I was watching I'm not going to say what it is, one of my favorite cheesy, super duper cheesy 80s movies. And I looked up this lead of the movie and I thought, where is this guy? I wonder what ever happened to him. I found him on Facebook. I sent him a message. Then I watched the movie again a few months ago and sent him another message and he replied. So after 3 years, and I thought, I have a podcast. I want to know about this guy. Why not use this platform to talk to actors too, to anyone who I'm curious about? So I guarantee almost no one's going to care about this but me, but it was exactly the conversation I wanted to have.
Well, that's awesome. And sometimes it's great to do that kind of episode.
Yeah.
It is.
Is it the star from Superfuzz?
No, but I have tried to get Terrence Hill on here too.
Is it someone from The Gate?
No. He was in a few things, but 2 movies primarily that came out in the 80s that I loved. And I would honestly be surprised if any of you knew who this guy was. Yeah.
I'm not even going to guess.
Well, we'll keep listening. We'll keep checking.
Is it John Stamos?
Oh my gosh. If this were a drinking game, for every time you said John Stamos, we would all be under the table.
That's right.
It's the first time on the episode.
Well,
so.
that's true. Very true.
Now.
Yeah, people don't have access to the vast email history of our last guest here, just hyping his friend John Stamos over and over and over.
Yeah. Who is this guy talking about John Stamos all the time?
You probably recognize the voice. It is the mighty Eric Miller of the Pods and Sods Network. Eric, how's it going?
Great, mighty. All right, great.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Sure, man. Thanks
Always
for
a
hanging
pleasure
out.
to chat with my friends. Being that John Stamos is part of it is a bonus.
Oh my God.
Not to jump ahead to the rules, but you're going to lay those out. But the backstory on John Stamos is we're going to pick artists, right? A super band. And I said, well, what if somebody else picks John Stamos on drums? And I want to pick John Stamos on guitar. And I just used him as a random, ludicrous example.
Yeah.
And now it's a running joke.
Yes, it is.
And I sort of understand
Running
half
it
of
into
that.
the ground, I think.
I understand half of that joke. Like John Stamos, did he play drums for the Beach Boys?
I think he did, yeah.
John gave a CSC sign with his hand there.
I mean, he did, but not because he's like the best drummer they could find. It was like a celebrity, friend helping friend kind of thing.
Right.
Correct. It's like Coke. He was in a Kokomo video, wasn't he? Playing drums with them.
Probably, yes. I think you're right.
One of my least favorite songs ever written.
For the Beach Boys was John Cowsill.
Oh, yes.
And where did he play guitar?
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So far, it's a pleasure. Did he play guitar somewhere that I know about?
I assume he's like the wannabe Johnny Depp type.
Okay.
Just anyone that'll permit him on the stage because he's a semi-celebrity, right? That they'll say, yeah, come up and strum along. I assume that's his lot in life. I could be way off.
No, we'll all assume that for the rest of the year.
I don't know that that's true, but it feels very true.
Heidi, you good with that?
Sure.
Okay. Excellent.
All right. So if you can't tell from the name of the episode you downloaded, we are here to draft an 80s supergroup. Each and every one of us is going to assemble a supergroup, which is made up of people whose careers touch the 80s in some way. They have to have released something in the 80s. And we're going to handle this just like a football fantasy draft, because by the time we release this, it'll be August, and folks will be getting ready to do their fantasy drafts.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pick various positions in the band. Sarah, what do we have?
First, we have the singer or vocalist. And next, we'll have a guitarist. We'll have a bass player. We'll have a keyboard player and a drummer. That'll be the band. But it doesn't end there.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. That's not all. You also get to choose a producer for this fine musical group. And then we've got the flex position, which is going to be whatever person or entity that you want to add a little something extra to this group, whether it's maybe a graphic designer or a video producer or another vocalist or another instrumentalist, like the sax player for Careless Whisper, or maybe another drummer, whatever you want, whatever this other position might be, you get to pick and round out this group.
So that will take us through 7 rounds of a draft. At the end of that time, we'll have a band, which we will then give a name, and we'll name their album, and we will put all this information up online on social media, and we're going to need you, our friends who are listening at home,
Or wherever they are.
or wherever you are, to vote for the band that you most wish existed and who you most wish you could buy an album by. And then the winner who gets the most votes will have bragging rights and who knows?
I don't know what.
It'll be an honor.
It will be. Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll make a trophy.
So that's what we're going to do tonight. Sarah, we have to establish the draft order. So
Yes.
if everyone here on the call can take a look at Sarah, she's going to hold up 5 cards, and they are lettered A through E. On the back of those cards is all of our names, and you guys are going to pick a card one at a time so we can fairly establish the draft order. And I'm going to share my screen here. So you should all see the card, which is going to keep track of all the information that we pick here today. And as we go through these cards, I'm going to replace player 1, player 2, player 3 with our names. So Sarah, why don't we get someone for the pole position?
All right. For A or for player 1? All right. Who are we having pick first?
I gave you one job, Sarah.
All right.
You just have to
I'm
do
gonna
this.
pick. All right. I'm going to, ladies first. How about Heidi?
B.
Okay, B. Oh, hey, that's me. On the back, it says Sarah.
All right. Sarah is player 1. You will draft first.
All right. I will draft. Wow. Oh
How
my
about
gosh, the
player
pressure.
2? We need to have another card drawn.
All right. Pick another card. We've got A, C, D, E.
I'll go next. I'll say E for Eric.
E for Eric. Well, you'd think E would be for Eric, but it is, in fact, Brian.
Oh,
All right.
what?
Thank
This
you,
is
John.
rigged.
Thank you, John.
Right. How is it rigged? All right.
Eric, do you want to pick the next card?
What do we got? I'll take a C.
C is Heidi.
Congratulations,
Hey.
Heidi.
Oh,
You're
it's like girl, boy,
drafting third.
girl. All right.
For the 4th position, Heidi, do you want to pick A or D?
A.
All right. A is John.
Womp
I'm just
womp.
going to start questioning all of this.
I'm last. Can you just find me 4,762 more votes?
If we got that many votes
Yeah.
total on this, that would be
I know.
amazing.
That'd be
Wow.
amazing.
But Eric, I know
Okay.
you're a little disheartened because you draft 5th, but the good thing is this draft is like a snake. So once you go down the list, Sarah, Brian, Heidi, John, Eric, we'll go back Eric, John, Heidi, Brian, Sarah. So you'll get 2 picks in a row.
Great.
Yeah, that's a little bonus for the person who goes last. So I think that is everything we need to go over.
Can I ask one question about this?
Sure.
Of course.
My understanding is that we aren't all picking singers and then all picking guitarists. We can pick whatever on this board we want first.
That's
Correct.
correct. Yep.
Correct.
Okay. Good.
Yep. Whatever you think you want to pick first, whatever's
Got it.
most important for you to get in your lineup and your band
Okay.
first.
Good.
All right. Any other questions? So we're going to kick off our 2024 draft with Sarah. She has the first pick.
I do.
What's she
How
going to go with?
exciting. All right. And I'm going to prove to John that, it doesn't have to be singer first. I am actually going to pick my bass player first.
Oh, no. All right.
Oh, no. Well, something's got to be first. Someone's got to be first. And I am going to go with the fabulous, fantastic Derek Forbes of Simple Minds.
What?
Well, yeah.
Oh, man. That surprised me.
Oh, yeah? Well, we just spent 4 episodes talking about him and how
True.
fantastic and wonderful he was. And I thought, you know what? I want to make sure he's in my band. And now he is. Ha ha.
Yeah, her
Derek
band is going to be
Forbes.
so melodic with him playing bass.
Melodic bass
Oh.
right there.
Wow.
I got him.
Okay.
All
Sorry, everyone.
It's on the sheet there, Sarah. Congratulations to you. I think I spelled Derek wrong.
Oh, you
did.
really did. Yeah.
I did. Let me
Yeah,
fix that.
Dirk. Derp.
All right, there we go. Derek Forbes, everybody. So I got a little nervous. I have the second pick. I got a little nervous because the key to my band is the bass player.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true to anyone but my brain here. And I really need to have this bassist. So I'm glad you didn't take him, Sarah. You took my number 2 choice.
Oh, yeah?
I am going to have Mr. John Taylor
Knew it.
Play that effing bass,
on
John.
bass because I need some slap bass in my band, guys.
Oh, slap bass.
I knew it.
I'm going to cross him off my list. Not that it matters.
So that's what I've taken.
John Taylor.
I
All
want my group to sound like, I was going to say I want them to sound like Duran Duran and Liberty, but then no one's going to listen to my record.
Yeah.
I would.
I will.
Thank
I
you.
love Liberty.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Should we,
Actually, I
as
would
we
too.
go, should we chime in if you've claimed somebody else's pick?
Oh,
So John Taylor was in my list.
He
but
was on
not
my list as
top.
well. He was.
same.
Yeah, I imagine he was in everybody's, right?
Heidi,
Yeah,
did you have
Heidi.
John
We can-
Taylor?
No,
Really?
not on my list.
Okay.
Wow.
You know why he did not make my top of my bass player list is he's not a good vocalist, right? And I put a lot of
Ooh.
thought into like the blend of vocals.
Ooh.
So you're not a fan of
Okay.
I Do What I Do by John Taylor?
No, I am, but you ever hear him sing live? It's
No.
it leaves a lot to be desired.
Interesting. Okay.
So, Heidi, you have the third pick of the first round of the draft. What are you going to go with?
So I'm going to break the mold and not go with my bassist because I am going to want a band that can start a song with some heavy percussionists. And so I want Gina Shock of the
Yeah.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
nice.
Yes.
Great choice.
Does she have a C in her name?
Yes, she
Yes.
Oh,
does.
two of them?
Yeah, there you-
SCHOCK.
You got it.
All right.
Oh, good choice.
That is a good choice. She is a tough drummer.
And she's got the beat, I hear.
She'll be the first to
Exactly.
tell you.
She wrote a book, right? A couple years ago?
She did. I have it upstairs
All
That's right. You talked with her, I think, when she was.
a couple times. Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Growing up, my mom was always a big fan of her for some reason. I don't know why. Whenever I would tape, when I would tape the Go-Go's off of Solid Gold or something like that, my mom would always say, that drummer is very pretty.
Oh, wow. Not talented,
He
just
is.
pretty.
Yep.
Okay. There you go.
All right. Well, that's a good choice.
I'm impressed.
Now we're up to John. Let's see where he goes for his first draft choice.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. The producer is essential to my band.
Oh.
But everyone, since you two picked bassist, I feel like I have to get my bassist before I lose my bassist. So
Well, actually, now two people have already picked bass players, so you're more safe than you were, right?
yeah, unless Eric pulls something and he tries to steal the guy that I have in mind for my bassist, I'm just going to do bassist.
Okay.
Okay. I want Peter Hook from New Order
Uh-huh.
because he is basically a lead. His bass is basically a lead instrument, and
Much
it
like
makes
Derek
similar.
Forbes.
Well, Derek was my second or third choice
Mhm.
for this exact reason, and I'll tell you more why Derek was not my top choice here in a few minutes.
Uh-oh.
So yes, I'm going to go with Peter Hook for my bassist.
And what are you going to do if someone else takes Peter Wolf as producer in the meantime?
I'm
Because I know
this
I know that's who you were shooting for, right?
it's going to be a problem. We're going to have this whole band is dependent on my producer, but
Everybody picks named Peter. Peter Gabriel as the singer.
yes,
Peter
Peter
Frampton
Gabriel.
as guitarist.
There you go. You figured it out.
I know.
Yes.
I like the notion, John, that you even considered that I was going to go with him, right?
Just in case. Just
Okay.
in case.
That doesn't seem
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
an Eric Miller kind of choice, honestly.
I know,
I think-
but
I
doing
think I'm-
something to piss me off does feel like an Eric Miller
That-
choice. So
fair choice. Yeah, fair.
Good
comment. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Yeah,
So with
All
the last choice, the last pick of the first round of our draft, Eric Miller is going to select.
I think I'm fishing in a slightly different pool than you guys, so I think that's probably a good thing. There's some overlap, and this is the one I wanted first. So I'm glad that I made it to this, and no one picked the vocalist. I'm starting with Michael Hutchence as my singer.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
there you go. Yes.
Oh,
Good
what-
choice.
amazing frontman.
It was on my list too.
At one point last week, Sarah and I were driving somewhere, and I said to her, I can't really talk to you about my band, but I will tell you this. I need to have Michael Hutchence as my singer, or else it's all going to fall apart. But over the next week, things just changed, and he dropped a little bit on my list. So you actually just took my number 2 choice away from
I can tell how critical he is since you can't spell his name correctly.
Well,
He is not the best speller.
something you guys might learn today is that I'm relatively terrible speller.
Brian, I'm right there with you.
Thank you.
Same.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Hutch is fine.
No, I don't want.
E-N-C-E.
ENCE.
So wait, I had one letter wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my notes,
But it's
it
enough.
says Hutch.
Well, it'd be
Get
like
that
if
part.
someone spelled your name with a Y.
All
Good
right.
point.
Fair enough, everybody. So we're starting the second round of the draft. It goes back to Eric Miller because we're going to work our way back to Sarah. And he already told us he's going to make some different choices. So I imagine he's taking Eric Carr as guitarist.
Oh boy.
He's a drummer, but yeah, probably right.
That would really be an interesting choice.
I'm not embarrassed that I don't know the members of
Oh, so
Kiss.
I go again, eh?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, because the last shall be first, and all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with even though I don't anticipate anybody else picking this guy. When I thought of my band, I thought of how they would congeal vocally, what they would write together, things like that of trajectory. I didn't think of it strictly as a Mount Rushmore exercise, right? I'm
Okay.
assuming everyone did the same.
Oh, don't be so sure.
Okay. Having said that, on guitar, standing next to Michael Hutchence, I have Eddie Van Halen.
Mm.
Oh
I had a feeling
my!
you'd do that.
Who was that
Imagine
guy?
what those two guys could do together.
Oh,
Yeah.
he played that awesome guitar on I'll Wait.
He did. Is that the one Van Halen song,
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of synths in it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's literally why he knows it.
Yeah,
I like that song.
it's great.
I like that song, and for some strange reason, unbeknownst to anyone, I like Hot for Teacher as well.
Mm.
Maybe it's the video.
There's nothing wrong with liking all of Van Halen. They're awesome. That's all it gets. Okay. All right.
Here you are.
Well, it's not, if you can't say anything nice.
All right.
Yeah,
so
okay. Never mind.
Any chance that anybody else had Eddie Van Halen?
No.
no.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
John, did you?
No, and I'll explain why here in a second.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, it's
Okay.
you're up again.
Me then? Okay. So here's the deal. I mean, there's different avenues I could take. I thought about picking a band made up of like the great session guys, right? So the Toto guys or the Mr. guys or the immediate family. And I thought about the pop guys, like a Bryan Adams band or a Rick Springfield band. I thought of like the hair metal 80s rock like Van Halen and picking a bunch in there. But of course, I went to my most comfortable spot, which is alternative, 80s alternative, especially because this is Permanent Records. So my band is a 80s alternative all-star band, but I could just as easily do this with R&B, any other genre. In fact, we should do this just all the time for all these other bands because it'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Okay, so my next pick is the producer.
I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
And anyone who knows me probably thinks I'm going to pick Trevor Horn for this, but I'm not. I'm picking Steve Lillywhite for this.
Oh.
Yes, because Trevor Horn, when he produces somebody, he tends to bring in his own musicians. Steve Lillywhite takes the band as they are and gets the best killer sound out of that band, whether it's U2 or Simple Minds or Big Country or whoever. So he is the bedrock. The sound of the 80s that he was so good at, especially in the beginning, is the bedrock of this band that I'm hoping to create.
That's pretty cool. And you know what? I'm not, even though I know that you love Trevor Horn, I'm not surprised that you didn't take him, because I was looking at my albums just the other day and I was looking at how many great records he produced, but I could not convince myself that it was a good idea to pick him for this project.
I have him on my list, but he's so low on my list that there's a very little chance that I would end up picking him.
He doesn't strike me as a band-focused producer. And if we're talking here about individual musicians who all need to be heard, then he doesn't strike me as the guy to do that. But I love every album he's ever made. So,
well, that's a good choice. Did I spell his last name right?
Lillywhite. Yes, you did.
Yes,
Good
yes.
job.
All right. Thank you. And good pick, Mr. Lamoreaux. That brings us up
Thank
to
you.
Heidi for her second pick of the draft.
So I think I'm going to go with my lead guitarist. And I'm going to go with Joan Jett.
Is this an all-girl band?
That's
Am I
awesome.
blowing carrying the lead?
Oh.
Nice.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's cool.
Okay.
I saw Joan Jett a few years ago. Actually, I was just talking to someone over the weekend who recently saw Joan Jett, and I asked her, hey, when I saw Joan Jett, my favorite part was when she did the Mary Tyler Moore theme. Did she do that? And she was like, no, she doesn't do that anymore. Have you ever seen her do the Mary Tyler Moore theme live? It was
I don't recall her doing that
It was great.
when I saw her. I got her album a few years ago that she put out, and it was awesome. It was just as great songwriting as like her early stuff.
Well, that's cool.
I just saw her open for Bryan Adams last year, and I want to say she played that song.
Oh, groovy. That's cool.
Yeah.
You just might
I
make
think
it
so.
after all, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun. She opened for Styx when I saw her.
Oh, wow.
All right, so we have you down for your guitarist, Heidi. Ms. Joan Jett, we are in the era of strong, independent women, and I think this group is going to kick some butt.
I
And
like it.
That's going to bring it up to me for my second choice. For a while, I thought that this was a safe thing, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, Jon Lamoreaux may snipe this right out from underneath me. So I am
Ooh.
going to go all the way down to the bottom of the board and draft my flex position,
Ooh.
Okay.
which is kind of weird to do it this early, but I don't have a great alternative to this. So I'm going to take Ann Dudley as
Ooh.
someone who she's going to come in and conduct and arrange the strings on my album.
I like it.
That is a great idea.
I need her here when we're recording this record, or else it's not going to sound great. So using that flex
I
position.
love that.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Do you guys just want to admit defeat right now?
With your Don Taylor and Ann Dudley?
Yeah.
I mean,
That is so far a
that's
really
a-
good group.
that's
Hey,
a
thanks.
really strong start. I
I'm
gotta
sure
say.
I will ruin
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
Okay.
No, actually,
I think all of these are really interesting.
I know. Yeah.
It's fun as we put these together, they're going to shape, right? So we got a vibe of mine and of Heidi's and of John, right? It's really great.
And when I get Falco in here to do lead vocals, you guys are going to have to admit that I'm the greatest.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so we're up to Sarah for her second pick.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm sitting here listening to all of you, watching you pick your picks, and I'm thinking, what do I want to do next? What am I worried about? Or what direction do I want to go? Because I'm kind of I have a bunch of choices and I have things that are first. I have no idea how well all of these folks would work together given the chance, but that's kind of the fun of it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pick my lead vocalist right now. My front man, as it were. And guy at the top of my list is Mr. Colin Hay.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yeah, that shocked you,
Nice.
huh? Well,
Yeah.
he has got an amazing voice, even to this day, as we all know, I hope. He's got a really great stage presence, even to this day. Now, today he's more of a storyteller, but I know back in the day, he was a really great frontman, in a rock, large stadium setting. He can do it all. He can play in a little bar and he can play in a stadium. I really love the energy and the enthusiasm that he brings to all his performances. And again, that range he has,
Mhm.
I'm just, just struck by that. I had to have him.
I love that pick. Good one.
Yeah, we go see, as many 80s bands on tour as we can. And Colin is definitely he's probably the top one in terms of still being able to play all the old songs
Yeah.
without dropping the
Right.
key.
Yeah,
or
I don't
his
think he
voice is
drops
so
anything.
strong.
I think he can sing everything in the original key that it was written. So that to me is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I love Colin Hay. I love your band.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and again, like what a good combo, like what a good foundation, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, Derek Forbes with Colin Hay would be a great thing.
Oh yeah.
How hard was it for you guys not to talk to each other about this? Like,
True.
It was pretty easy because I knew that, if I said anything, she would immediately steal it.
No. No, I was excited to share all this with you, but I wasn't so excited that I couldn't wait to talk about it. I don't know. I've been able to keep it close to the vest.
She did tell me one thing over the weekend, and she was like, I'm going to tell you this because I'm not going to do it. I thought about this person, and I researched them, and I found out they really only ever did the one thing that we know them for. And so it's not really a good decision. And then as soon as we stopped talking, I was like, that's an amazing decision. Like, I may do that. For the next 24 hours, I contemplated stealing what you told me
Oh
we
yeah,
were going to do.
because there was no chance of me
Yeah.
doing it.
And at the end of the day, I wimped out. I didn't do it. But when we're done, I'll let everyone know.
All
what
right.
it was because I thought it was pretty brilliant.
Well, see, I am brilliant,
Yeah.
We know this.
All right, Sarah,
All right,
and
that's
another
round
chance
2.
for you to show your brilliance as we enter the third round of the draft. You get another pick.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so we're doing this? Okay. All right. Third round. I really go first again.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's like a snake. It coils back and forth.
I know, it's crazy. Oh my goodness. My third choice. Well, so I still need a guitarist, a keyboardist, a drummer, and a producer. Well, let's see here. I've done pretty well so far with what I wanted. You know what? I'm going to pick my guitarist. And for my guitarist, I am going to go with Roland Orzabal from Tears for Fears.
Ooh,
You just took my
Yeah.
fourth choice.
Your fourth
Nice.
choice. Okay.
good one.
Anyone that knows Tears for Fears should know that he's an amazing guitar player. Obviously, he's a great vocalist too. He can certainly back up anybody that he would need to, and maybe give Colin Hay a break if he needed to, go off stage, get a drink or something.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that's my guitarist for you.
I love that. That's great.
So it falls to me for my third pick.
All right.
I'm going to make this pick. I have a few concerns about this as I do it because it shows a little bit of a little lack of originality. But I can't help but put these two people together in my mind because of how much their music made an impact on me in the 80s. They released one album in the 80s that they were on together, and I don't know, it just lodged
Wow.
in my brain and never left.
What is this?
This is my drummer. And I understand that it didn't take a lot of brains to put these two together. So I'll take the hit if I need to, but I'm going to draft Mr. Tony Thompson
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
on drums.
Power Station, Chic.
Yep,
You
that's
guys
the
got a heavy foot.
That's
Good
the
one.
weakness right there, the power station, because I got John Taylor and Tony Thompson. So I acknowledge that
Oh.
so far my super group is
One
an
that
actual
already
super group.
partly already existed, but
In a super group.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
He's just one of the best drummers.
I agree.
Because of the fact that I already felt bad about this going into it, I decided not to put Nile Rodgers as producer, even though I really wanted to.
He was on my list too.
A little too
I'm
much. huh?
trying to imagine Ann Dudley orchestrating something as funky as what John Taylor and Tony Thompson would come up with.
Yeah. I think she'd take that challenge.
It's okay.
Well, I'm
I have
gonna
a pick like that too that doesn't make sense with the rest of my band, but I want this person in it anyway.
water down the funk a little bit with some of my other choices. So
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
so that's me. We're back to Heidi for her third choice.
Oh, what she got? What she got?
I think I'm going to do lead singer. I'm going to go with, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. So it's Annabella Lewin.
Lewin.
Llewellyn. Yeah,
Llewellyn.
Llewellyn. Yeah, we just saw
Yeah.
her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we just saw her like 48 hours ago.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. When I saw that, I was like, oh, of course.
And I will say that like Bow Wow Wow is a group that I never really liked as a kid. I remember there was like a TV channel out of Philadelphia in our cable channel. It was channel 17, and they had every night from 11 to 11:30 they showed music videos. And for a while they were showing I Want Candy over and over and over every day, and I got really, really tired of it. I didn't like that the style of drumming that I always forget what it's called.
The Burundi style.
Burundi.
As a kid, I didn't like that. So I wasn't really looking forward to seeing Bow Wow Wow this weekend, but I thought that they were pretty great. She's very charismatic, and she did a great job
Yeah.
performing.
Yeah.
She was
And
great.
she's absolutely adorable.
Right.
That's she.
Yeah. Yeah. She was still super cute.
Yeah, I had a super crush on her just watching that video. I would have watched that a million times just for her.
Yeah.
You talked to her not too long ago, right, John?
Yeah, I did. Last year or the year before. It was kind of a tough one, to be completely honest. And I think the main reason is I get a feeling that she, there's a lot of things that she doesn't want to talk about, a lot of Me Too type stuff.
Ooh.
And so she's very, very, very guarded. Not that I ask those kinds of questions, but I think she just is very protective.
Yeah.
But I love Bow Wow Wow. I love Burundi. No wonder you didn't like Adamant growing up either, Brian.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
like the Burundi sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally love that.
Since we've been home for the past, I mean, this concert was just Saturday. Today's Monday. I've spent a little bit of time thinking about how much I did enjoy that performance, and also about her guitarist. She had the craziest looking guitarist. I know that it's like not really Bow Wow Wow when she performs. It's like musicians that she has hired. So I don't know what the guitarist's name was, but he looked like he could have been in. I said Polyphonic Spree, but that isn't what I meant.
No.
I can't. He just looked so crazy.
I mean, I thought he looked more like he should have been in Sig Sig Sputnik, honestly, with that.
Nah. No, they're from the future.
Well,
For a very brief amount of time more. I think they were from the year 2025 or something like that.
oh,
Or year,
like next year?
yeah, or maybe
Ooh.
2032. I forget.
Okay.
But we're almost in the era of 665.
Oh, boy.
But that's an excellent choice. I'm sort of in love with her after seeing her. So I'll definitely be coming to
Amen.
see your band.
So who
Is that me?
next?
Yep, that's you then.
Okay. I thought someone would pick my vocalist and they didn't. So I'm going to relax on the vocalist for a little bit.
All right.
I am going to go with my flex person. And for the flex, I am going to pick the late, great Mars Williams on saxophone from the Psychedelic Furs and the Waitresses.
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like songs like Heartbreak Beat and even Christmas Wrapping, which the whole magic of that song is his sax riff. He was just so good, and he sounded so good in those kinds of British, grittier alternative bands from that era. And I feel like he would be the magic dust, the magic sprinkle of pixie dust that could make my band even better. So I'm going to go with Mars Williams.
And you do love your horns, don't you, John?
I do. I sure do. Yes,
Good choice.
Very cool.
I love saxophone.
me too. Everybody does, but Brian.
No.
How do you
I
feel
know,
about
you've come
sax,
around.
right?
I'm fine with it now. I was just trying to get a reaction out of people at that point.
Sure you were.
I wasn't mature yet at that point. I was just saying things just to get people to react.
Yeah, you were only like 47.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Now I realize that words have weight behind them, and you should only ever say what you mean.
Mhm.
Okay.
That
Right.
brings us up to Mr. Eric Miller.
Eric.
So again, I think I'm fishing in a different pool than you guys. So I'm not having a whole lot of overlaps, which is a good thing. I'm getting my first picks here so far.
Well, yeah, you can kind of relax, right?
Yeah, right. I'm going with my keyboard player.
Ooh.
And again, I'm thinking of a blend of songwriting. I'm thinking of a blend of vocals. I'm going with Christine McVie.
Oh.
Nice.
Wow. I love this. I'm so glad, honestly, that you are swimming in this other ocean, Eric, because it just diversifies who's getting picked and the power of the bands. I love it. Good job.
And yeah, I won't say who else I considered, but maybe at the end we'll do our other who else
Yes.
considered.
Honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I almost picked her.
Ah,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I feel like I'm going to have to be careful any women I pick because I don't want to steal from Heidi's
Well,
supergroup.
That's the fun of it, though. Then you got to
Yeah, that's
scramble
true.
and figure out what
Oh,
else
hey.
you got to do.
do I go with second one now? I do, don't I?
You do.
Yeah.
Before you take your pick,
All
I just
right.
want to say that I don't know too much about Fleetwood Mac, but I did buy their greatest hits a couple years ago. When I say a couple years, it probably means like 12 years ago. And I was surprised by the number of songs on there that I really liked that were by her. Just as a
Oh, yeah.
casual fan, I always think of Stevie Nicks as being the main person, but I think I
Yeah.
might like more of Christine's songs than Stevie's.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fleetwood
was
Mac
amazing.
is
I
Really
think I
more
can
of
say
the
that.
brilliant. Great piano player, great vocalist, great songwriter, emotive, right? Good at harmonies. When I think about Michael Hutchence as a lead singer, then I think about what blend of voices am I going to have behind him,
Oh, yeah.
right? So Christine McVie, and I'm going with my extra here. And I did consider Kirk Pengilly as my extra who can sing and sax and guitar, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
But I also thought I need a second guitarist with solid vocals. So I'm going with Nancy Wilson.
Oh, man.
You did steal one from me.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
So now imagine like Eddie and Nancy mixing, Christine McVie and Nancy Wilson mixing. Ah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. She was my rhythm guitar background singer.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Is she the
Screwed that
brunette
up.
or the blonde-haired woman from Heart?
Blonde, the guitar player.
Blonde, okay.
Good one.
Are they back together? Like, do they play together again?
Yeah, at the moment. Yeah. Anne has a health thing happening at the moment, but
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
they're currently active.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I saw that, but that surprised me because I didn't know that was.
They were estranged for a few years,
Yeah.
but they're reunited.
Oh, that's good.
All right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Eric. That means that John gets the next pick.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with my drummer. This is the only person that I'm aware of, anyway, that has worked with Steve Lillywhite. I'm trying to find people who I think would be enhanced by the great ears of Steve Lillywhite. But I want Mel Gaynor from Simple Minds on drums because that guy hits so hard and
Yeah.
sounds so good. And Lillywhite can make him sound enormous. So that is my pick, Mel Gaynor from Simple Minds on drums.
Excellent choice. He was on my
Very
list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great choice.
Yeah.
I recently discovered what's her name, Charisse. I've never heard her name said. Charisse, the current drummer. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes, she is.
She's fantastic.
She's wonderful too, yeah.
And she's so fun to watch.
As someone who is outspoken with the fact that like I think there's a lot of good things in more modern Simple Minds music, I gained a whole new appreciation of the old Simple Minds music by covering that
New Gold Dream
album
Yeah,
this year. Man, the musicianship on that album is so great.
it is. And it gets, I like that album. That album to me is a transitional album between their early, super hyper experimental sound and the more commercial stuff that would be coming soon after.
Right.
And I just think one of the most interesting musical experiences is to listen to every Simple Minds album in order, because it goes in places you would never think of. They're amazing. And most people who are diehard fans have written off their last 30 years or whatever, but I just think there's good stuff in all of it if you can extract it. It's great.
I think Big Music it's one of my favorites. Of all
I
the
love
records.
big music. Yeah, me too.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.
All right, Heidi, you get your fourth
All right.
selection.
I'm going to do my rhythm guitarist. I'm going to put Chrissy Hine of the Pretenders.
Oh, fantastic. So she's your flex.
Yes.
Great choice.
And now imagine them together, like Chrissy Hine and Joan Jett together, right?
Good grief.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
Plus vocally, both of them vocally.
Everybody else has done their flex. Man.
Yeah, that's right. They have everybody, but Sarah has taken their flex.
You're safe, Sarah. to
Yeah,
pick
I'm like, I could pick that whenever.
So you're free to pick the guy from Police Academy that's noises
thank
with his pleasure.
goodness. Oh, good. I was hoping.
The flex is like the extra in when you're playing Yahtzee.
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
Yep.
Yes. The chance.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like it.
Chrissy is such a great pick. She's like so tough. She could beat me up within like probably 4 seconds, but then her vocals are so beautiful on like Angel of the Morning and Human
Really
on the
nice.
Inside and stuff. She's great.
I love this.
All right, so that brings it to me. I am going to go with my vocalist. I don't think anyone's going to take my vocalist. but
Well,
I'm-
only other person that could take him is John. Everyone
well,
else.
John's
has-
always trying to screw me over, so I guess I will, just so he can't.
That's me. Just dreaming up ways to screw over Brian.
You should wish he was spending that much time on you.
I only think of loving things.
Oh,
Brian.
thank you.
Oh my gosh.
So I have selected the immortal voice of Brian Ferry as my lead singer.
Wow. Ooh, this is going to be a smooth group you got there.
Yes.
Lovely.
Brian Ferry's the best.
Oh, why isn't he even on my
Yes.
list?
He
at
is pretty
all?
good, guys.
That's insane. What's wrong with
I'm
me?
surprised you didn't pick your flex as like a tailor, like a suit maker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fashion designer.
Somebody on
Right.
Savile Row. Yeah.
Yeah.
My flex
Oh
is
wait,
this.
what would the name be? Oh man, Alexander McQueen, maybe.
Yeah. Somebody like that.
Yeah.
Once again, I'll make you the offer to admit defeat if you all are interested. But if not,
Wow.
we can move on to Sarah for
Oh
her
my gosh.
fourth selection.
Okay, I'm getting a little nervous with the remaining members of the band I have to choose. I'm thinking, what do I want to work with here? I may not even go with my first choices that I have left, just based on how the band is shaping up. I think I will go ahead and pick my drummer, though.
Mm.
And I think for my drummer, I'm not going to pick my first choice anymore. I'm going to go down to my third choice, which is
Mm.
Clem Burke
Ah.
from Blondie.
He was my third choice as well.
All right. Well, I decided that's the sound I want based on the group I have right now. Very big drum sound, very, very talented drummer.
Oh, yeah, he is a very good,
Oh,
very
yeah.
punchy drummer.
Oh, yeah.
I still remember years down the line, like I didn't know it at the time, but years down the line, I learned that he was the drummer on the Eurythmics Revenge album.
Oh,
Always-
really? I
Yeah.
don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I always loved the drums on that album. Thorn in My Side.
Oh, yeah. I love that
Yeah.
song.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen him perform live, and even again at the age he's now, he's still just killing those drums. He's always in one of those plexiglass little,
Oh, right.
because he
Mhm.
makes so much noise. Yeah. I want Clem Burke for my drummer.
Good call.
Who was the first choice that you decided not to go with?
Is it okay if I say that? Everybody but Eric has picked drummers, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't pick this guy.
You never know.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Never mind. We'll wait.
I'll let you
We'll
know
wait.
after
Okay.
Eric picks his.
All right, Sarah, you get another pick.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, shall I? You know what? I'm going to go down to, just for the heck of it, just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and pick my flex. And my flex is the video director, because this is an 80s group. Videos are very important to an 80s group.
Truth.
And
True.
who did some of the best videos of the 80s?
Tim Pope.
You got it. Tim Pope. He's my guy. Tim Pope doing all the Cure videos, Talk,
Yeah.
Men Without Hats. Yeah, I want my videos to look like Tim Pope videos. So
That's great.
That's cool.
And it doesn't matter what your band sounds like, you win.
That's true. That's true.
Sarah, that was my number 2 flex. I only had 2 flexes written down.
oh, all right.
Ann Dudley and Tim Pope.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. I had 2 joke ones then.
My flex was all video directors, because I was like, well, if someone else picks video director, I want to have some extras.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Good.
I didn't even
call.
think about that. That's clever. That's cool.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. It is an
Hmm.
80s group.
I thought we could have as many flexes as we wanted, so I just kept piling on.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
nice.
Oh, no, just one.
Just one. One of everything.
But you picked a good one.
All right, so I'm going to go next. I'm going to pick my keyboardist.
Ooh.
Nobody has... Oh, yeah. Eric picked a keyboardist.
Yeah.
I like so many keyboardists. It's hard,
I know.
It's hard to figure out who I
Mhm.
really want. But I'm going to go with my number 2 choice, just based on the way my band is shaping up. And I'm going to go with the keyboardist of the group Japan and Porcupine Tree, years down the road, Richard Barbieri. Is that how you say it?
Whoa.
I
All
did-
the as much devotion of your life as you've given to synthesizers. And that's the guy I'm not saying this is a bad pick. I'm just surprised that's the guy you want in your group.
My group is forming into this weird, atmospheric, funky group.
Okay. Okay.
I can't really explain it at this point. We're going to have to wait and see how it comes together. But
Ah.
the keyboardists are going to be more atmosphere than showcased in this group.
Okay. I was imagining Howard Jones, Thomas Dolby, Roger
yeah.
O'Donnell,
Some of those are on my list, but I didn't go with them.
Chris Lowe.
Yeah.
What's his
You read-
Erasure?
you
Vince
reading-
Clark.
You reading my list, John?
Oh, where am I? Oh, we didn't do yours yet. Oh, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
no,
Okay.
no,
Yeah, you're
I
right.
only
Sorry.
have-
That's
Okay.
fine.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
No, it's all good. It's funny though.
All right. So, Heidi.
All right. I think I'm going to go with my bass player. I was stuck between 2 people that I really want both of them. So I was thinking of, can I get rid of my keyboardist and have 2 bass players? So I'm going to go with Sarah Lee. I don't know if you guys know who she is.
I know her from
Um,
playing with the B-52s, I think.
Yeah, so she played with them for a while, but she replaced the Gang of 4 bassist early
Ooh.
on. And she was like on the I Love a Man in a Uniform.
Yes.
She's like really funky. She's great.
I love that song. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was her.
Yeah.
And her frozen baked goods are just
Exactly. She
Love her-
brings snacks
love
to
the
the
pound cake.
rehearsals.
Yes.
Yeah, when I learned about her, I think it was Cosmic Thing, the era of Cosmic Thing. I didn't have any idea she had like a history with other bands or anything like that. That's cool.
Good one.
That brings us to Mr.
Oh,
Lamoreaux.
it's back to me. Okay. Well,
You got
Hmm.
like a lot of important choices still. Vocalist, guitarist, keyboards.
I saved the big ones because I have multiple people I'd be okay with on a couple of these. So, but now's the time. I have 2 for singer and guitarist, and trying to decide if I should go with my heart or my gut.
Well,
So here's the deal.
honestly, I'm next, and I already have both of those, right? So come on.
Yes, true.
Right.
So you can't take either one of those away. Here's the deal. For singer, had been leaning toward Annie Lennox.
Nice.
And let me pause for 1 second because I thought that would be kind of a cool, I got a bunch of tough guys in my band and Annie's the front woman and she's tough. And I think she could work with all of these people. But females are being very well represented through everyone's band. And so I think I'm going to change this up. And I think I'm going to go with Peter Garrett from Midnight Oil.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Maybe I'm making the wrong decision here. But first of all, he's fun to watch. He's not a great singer, but he's got a ton of attitude. He's great at singing the tough kind of music that I'm hoping my band makes.
Okay.
And so I think I'm going to go with Peter Garrett from Midnight Oil.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
That's a
Check
good
it
one.
out. 3 of us have Australian. Well, Colin Hayes,
Ooh,
partly
yeah.
Australian anyway. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. I was so sure you were going to pick Annie Lennox, Heidi. And then I thought, well, that's fine if you do, because then she's out there and she gets the recognition. But I don't know. Maybe I'm making the wrong move here, but I'm going to go with Peter.
I had Annie
No,
on my
I like
list.
it.
Yeah, mine as well.
You had Peter on your list?
No, Annie.
Annie.
Oh, okay. Well, then good. Then that's not as big a surprise.
All right. So that brings us to Mr. Miller.
So I am going with, I still need bass drums producer.
Yep.
So I'm going with my bass player. I considered Michael Steele of the Bangles, but then I have 3 female voices. I need a male voice. I need a background male voice, which then led me to think about Chris Squire. But I'm not going with Chris Squire. I did look at Bernard Edwards as well.
Ooh.
John Taylor, although I heard he doesn't sing that well. So I landed on Mr. Doug Wimbish.
Of course. Did you text him to tell him you were going to pick him, your friend?
Now, this is pre-Living Color Doug Wimbish. He didn't join Living Color until 93. So you guys might know him as like the Sugar Hill Records, right? Played The Message and stuff, White Lines.
Wow.
Oh,
John
really?
Taylor pretended to play White Lines. That was Doug originally.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and he's a solid background vocalist, right? Male background vocal. So I got Christine McVie, Doug Wimbish, Nancy Wilson on background vocals with Hutch up front. Good deal.
Really good.
So that leaves me with my drummer. I considered Stuart Copeland because you guys all have drummers already picked. I considered Stuart Copeland, but I'm actually going a little deeper cut. I'm going Terry Bozzio.
Whoa.
Wow.
Bringing some prog into this band, huh?
Well, I know Terry Bozzio as a Zappa guy, pre-Missing Persons. And then later on, he did like that record with Jeff Beck in the 80s, right? He's just an incredible drummer. And there's versatility. Like in this rhythm section, those 2 guys could play anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Really, really interesting band.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That was the one that I thought somebody else might pick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just because Missing Persons, I thought maybe you guys would dip into that.
Uh-uh.
I like it.
Okay. I got to pick a guitarist. One's tough too.
Yeah. Or keyboards. You got that option.
My
as
keyboardist,
well.
I'm fine waiting for that one to the end because
Okay.
I'm fairly sure no one's going to pick mine. Okay, here's the deal. I thought for sure somebody would be grabbing for Johnny Marr as their guitarist. He is the most important. He and Peter Buck are 1 and 1A, the 2 most important guitarists in alternative rock history, if you ask me. Having said that, for this band, I think there might be a better guitarist, and I'm going to go with my boy and Eric's boy, Jim Babjack of the Smithereens, as the guitarist.
Oh,
Wow.
that's awesome.
Yes, because the Smithereens are just the best meat potatoes, melodic, harder, but still melodic rock band ever. And I think his sound would fit better with the rest of the guys in this band than Johnny Marr's sound would. So we'll go Jim Babjack.
Nice.
That is pretty cool. I'm trying to picture Jim and Peter Hook playing together. My brain's having
They'll find
trouble
a way.
wrapping around that.
They'll find. I want to believe they'll find a way. If I'm staking this supergroup, I'll make them find a way.
There you go. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that is. I'm going to do my keyboardist. And I'm going to go with B-52's Kate.
Kate Pearson?
Kate Pearson.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good one.
Yeah, that's a great choice.
Yeah, I like that.
Great at singing backup for pretty much anything too. Especially with Annabella. They would sound good together.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I've got the powerhouse of Joan Jett and
Chrissy.
Chrissy back there playing guitars and stuff, and then Anna and Kate. I think it will sound great.
I do too. That's a good one.
Yeah, you have 4 great singers: Annabella, Joan Jett, Kate Pearson, and Chrissy Hynde, all in your band.
Wow, that's tremendous. You're doing really well.
That's going to sound great. All right, so that comes to me. I'm going to go with my guitarist. Stop me if you've heard this before. Johnny Marr is one of the most important guitarists
I see what you did there.
in all of 80s music.
Stop me, stop me.
Yep.
I'm not going to bring Peter Buck to the equation, though, as a non-REM fan. And I will just say nice things about Johnny Marr. And here's the thing, man. I have Johnny Marr as my number 1 choice because he's Johnny Marr.
Yeah.
But my number 3 choice, I'm thinking, is maybe a better choice for this group. But you know what? That's nonsense because Johnny Marr is so good, he can fit into anything. Like Johnny Marr played on the last James Bond soundtrack, like the orchestral score, because he's just so good. He can do anything.
He could work with Ann Dudley pretty well, couldn't he?
He could. Yeah.
True.
So I'm going to go. I really wanted to take Jamie West Oram from The Fix.
Oh.
But I'm gonna take Johnny Marr. It's not a bad thing. Like this is weird.
You're
feeling.
Settling for Johnny Marr.
I feel like I'm getting the consolation prize. I don't know why.
That's bizarre. Look at the top.
I'm taking Johnny Marr as my guitarist,
Brian Ferry,
and I'm happy
John
about
Taylor.
it, guys.
You better be, you fool.
Yeah. That's a score right there.
So that brings us up to Sarah for
Yeah.
her penultimate pick.
Yeah. I've been struggling with this one, believe it or not. The keyboardist. I have a huge long list here, 7 people. And looking at how the band is gelling together right now, what I've got left, I am not liking the ones I put on my list, except I think I'm going to go with what I have here as my last choice, just because I think it will work better with the band as it is right now. Believe it or not, my last choice was Thomas Dolby. But I think he will work well with a rock type group. He has certainly worked with rock type groups before, and he can also bring the synth sensibility. And oh, by the way, he can also sing. And I think he could sing well with Colin and Roland. So yeah, Thomas Dolby's my keyboardist.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, another thing in your group, Sarah, like Colin brings the guitar, right? So you not only have the 3 voices, you have 3 lead singers.
True. Yeah.
At no point do you have a guy just standing off stage or whatever, tambourining it. You know?
All right, so Sarah, you get your last pick. We're going to snake our way back to the end of the order, and you get to go first.
All right, and so my last choice, or my last thing I need to fill in, is the producer.
I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
And again, looking at the group that I've assembled, I no longer think my first choice producer would be the best choice for this group. And so I will actually go with my second choice producer. And on that list is Rupert Hine.
Yeah, he was on my list too.
Yeah, he's worked with Howard Jones. He's worked with The Fix, Tina Turner. You know, he's got a really good resume. And I think he can do the synth and the rock quite well, and I think that works with what I've got here. So Rupert Hine,
perfect choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect.
Good call. So that finishes up your group. We're going to go. Everyone will pick their last choice here, and then we'll work our way back up through, and each of us will go through and formally introduce the world to each and every member of our band.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, with the name of the band and the name of the album.
Yeah.
Right. So Rupert Hine, that's an excellent choice, Sarah.
I love it.
Thank you.
All right, so I have to come up with a producer as well.
I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
I have a wealth of producers here written in rather sloppy handwriting right in front of me. And I think I'm going to go with someone who has worked with Depeche Mode and Erasure in the 80s, Smashing Pumpkins in the 90s. His name is Mark Ellis, but we commonly refer to him as Flood. So he's going to produce my album.
Yep, I considered him for a little while.
Because, hey, if he wants to mix the album too, maybe he doesn't want to do both, but he's an awesome mixer as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Flood for my producer.
Interesting choice for that group. Interesting.
Heidi.
All right. I'm like you. I had a whole bunch of producers.
I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
And I wanted to go with something a little artsy, but then as this band has developed even tonight, I'm thinking I really want something really strong. And so it came down to two really strong women that I wanted to produce. And I think I'm going to land on Janet Jackson producing.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm showing my ignorance. Does she actually produce her music? I only know her from working with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yeah, she has done some production work.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's cool.
There are not a lot of female producers. I've had one named Genya Raven on my show a couple of times, she produced the first Dead Boys album. And she was great, but I don't know of a lot of other female producers. That would have been a tough one.
yeah, the other one I was thinking of was Grace Jones.
Oh.
She's another one. I don't know if she does much producing, but that would be fascinating if she did.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trevor Horn people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an interesting pick, Heidi.
Yeah.
All right, John, you have your last pick. You need a keyboardist.
Okay. I think I'm going to change. I'm doing an audible. So here's my thinking. I had, as a flex person, the greatest backup singer in history to me, which is Mike Lindup of Level 42. I love him. And then I thought, wait, he also plays keyboards. So I could put him as the keyboard player and he could sing backup. Problem is that I don't really see where his voice fits into this band.
Oh.
So if I picked him, it would just be because I love him so much. I don't think he actually makes sense with the rest of these artists. So that kind of breaks my heart a little bit. But instead, what I'm going to do, and I think Eric will appreciate this, I'm going to go with Andrew Ferris of In Excess, because Andrew wrote most of those songs, all of them, with Michael Hutchence. He plays the keyboards. He plays the guitar. He can do almost anything. He even can sing a little. And there's a toughness, a pop toughness to what he does that I think fits in with everybody else who's in my band. So apologies to Mike Lindup. I'm canceling you at the last second, and I'm going with Andrew Ferris.
Very nice. He was on my list too, but when it came to the blend of voices, I wanted Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely on my list. I'm surprised
Well,
nobody
I try not to pick multiple people from the same band too. I was trying to, you know what I mean?
same
What were you
thing.
going to say, Eric? I cut you off. Sorry.
If someone had picked Hutch, I probably would have went with Andrew Ferris, right? I'm surprised nobody picked Greg Hawkes.
Oh, from the Cars?
Yeah.
Not a big enough Cars fan. I don't mind them, but not enough.
No.
Yeah, this isn't the Sly Dog Music Cast, Eric.
Yeah. Well, I just got a Cars record right behind me.
I love the Cars. He was
Fun.
actually he was sitting like 3 rows ahead of me at a Devo show
Ooh, nice.
like 5 years ago.
Yes.
Cool. John, before we go on, I'm very surprised that you did not take Mark King. I would have bet money that your bassist was going to be Mark King.
I know. I thought about that, but I didn't want, again, until 5 minutes ago, my intention was to pick Mike Lindup. And I'm trying not to pick people from the same band because I'm trying to get them to kind of gel together, not a Level 42 dominant band.
It'd be kind of lazy if you pick 2 people from like the power station. Or something.
Who would do such a thing?
That's true.
But speaking of which, like no one picked Nick Rhodes either. Nick Rhodes seemed like a pretty low hanging fruit, right?
I thought about that. I don't know I don't know what Nick does. He's more of like a sound approver than a like actual keyboard noodler. I don't know. Anyway,
Whoa.
I just figured this band to me kind of goes together.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
All right, Eric, you get your final
So
pick.
it's down to me, last pick. So in all fairness, I did not know that we had a producer category, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time mulling over this.
I'll be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
I'm just going to go with Nile Rodgers. Imagine what Nile Rodgers could do with this assemblage of talent.
Yeah, I think that's a solid choice. I don't think that's even if you had time, I'm sure he'd be on your list anyway.
Probably would come back to him, right?
Yeah, he's
Right.
fantastic.
he was on my list too.
Very cool.
Oh
Very
my
cool
gosh.
choice.
And looking at this lineup everyone has, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really, really cool.
Brian, it's killing me that you've spelled Babjack wrong. You have Babcack
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
Babjack.
Or Zabal
All right,
needs an
thank you.
A.
That's it. There you go.
What about
Brian,
this?
did you-
Is this right? Wimbish?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Brian, did you consider any Queen guys?
Oh, yeah.
Even though it didn't really fit in with what I thought I was doing, Roger Taylor in the 80s could play anything. So I
Yeah.
did have Roger Taylor on my list of drummers.
Yeah.
Damn,
I had
that
Brian and
surprises me.
John, and I had Brian and John on my list, but not as primary or even secondary.
Huh.
Gotcha. So why don't we introduce our bands to the world, and then we can just talk about maybe some things that we had on our list that we didn't get to go with. So let's see. We ended with Eric. So do you want to start, Eric, and we'll work our way back up to Sarah?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Sure. So my band debut album produced by Nile Rodgers, featuring Michael Hutchence on vocals, Mr. Edward Van Halen on guitar, Nancy Wilson on background vocals and guitar, Mr. Doug Wimbish on bass, Christine McVie on keys, and the incomparable Terry Bozzio on the drums. And the name of my band is Fuse.
Mm.
Now, I know there's a band named Fuse, Free Cheap Trick, which you would learn in the wonderful book by B.J. Cramp, This Band Has No Past, available on Jawbone Press, where all fine books are sold. But yeah, Fuse, it's sort of a conglomeration of,
Now,
so there's,
Like it.
is that
my
the
band,
correct
Fuse.
spelling of Fuse or a very 80s-ish Z?
Oh, I could do it as Z.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Oh, yeah,
like-
you have to.
Yeah, I like that.
P-H-U-Z-E.
Good grief. That's
I'm
a
going
little-
with Fuse.
Or with OO.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't really have an album name, but just being lazy, I'll call it like 101.
Oh.
101.
You might be offending the Linens here if you
Oh.
call it 101.
You can
Because
call it
that's,
whatever you
that's
want.
okay. That's
So is that a reference I don't know?
Depeche Mode 101, greatest live album of all time, correct?
Ooh.
Linens?
I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with that.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think so, but I know you two do.
You guys didn't pick any Depeche Mode people. Or
I
any
know. I'm surprised by both of your lists.
No New Order people, no Aha people.
Well, there are New Order people.
Who's
Not
the
in
new-
our
who's-
groups.
I picked a New
that's
Order
true.
person.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm certainly not going to pick their singer. He's terrible.
Yeah, true.
Well, yeah, I actually had Bernard Sumner on my list for guitarist, but yeah, not singer.
Yeah.
And I had Alan Wilder on my list for keyboard,
I did too.
I did as well.
but then I decided I wanted someone who had a singing voice, so that's why I didn't pick him.
All right, John, how about introducing us to your band?
You want to do the ones I didn't pick? Do we want to
Oh,
do
yeah.
I think I had a lot of them, but the other one that I just of note on keys, I considered Jim Peterick.
Good one.
I also considered the combination of Wendy and Lisa as a second guitar and
I
keys.
love that. Okay. Well, my supergroup is led by manic frontman Peter Garrett of Midnight Oil. On guitar, we have the great Jim Babjack of the Smithereens. On bass, Peter Hook, probably the greatest bassist of the alternative rock era. On keyboards and / secret weapon, aka songwriter, maybe producer, that kind of stuff, Andrew Ferris of In Excess. My drummer for this project is going to be Mel Gaynor of Simple Minds, because no one hits harder than him in the 80s. This album is going to be produced by Steve Lillywhite, because that guy can produce drums and the urgency around drums better than anybody. And for an embellishment, we're going to throw in Mars Williams and his amazing guitar or amazing saxophone for some flourishes on many of these songs.
Wow.
I think we have a really alternative but muscly, gritty band here to enjoy. A couple of Aussies, a couple of Americans, one American. It's going to be good. Now, the name of my band, the ladies might find this slightly offensive. For whatever reason, when I used to live in the Bay Area, I saw this band in a bar one night that were so funny and so good, and they were called the Teenage Harlots. And so I used to name my fantasy football team the Teenage Harlots out of respect for them. I just think that's a funny phrase. So my band's going to be called the Teenage Harlots. And I don't know what to name the album. Maybe Drums Along the Mohawk. Let's do that, because drums are going to factor in heavily into this
Nice.
group.
Is it teenage or teen-aged?
Teenage. You've got it right there.
Okay.
So, so singers, I had Annie Lennox pen in ink until the last second. I also had Pat Denizio of the Smithereens, Ian McCulloch of Echo and the Bunnymen. I had Morrissey, but he would probably draw too much attention just to himself and his own vocals. Guitarists, I had all the people I mentioned, including The Edge, Charlie Burchill of Simple Minds, Will Sargent of Echo and the Bunnymen. On bass, I also had Kim Deal of the Pixies. She probably would have been my next guest. Tina Weymouth, Verdine White, and or Louis Johnson from Earth, Wind, and Fire, and or the Brothers Johnson if we were going to go in the funk world. Graham Maybe is a fantastic bass player with Joe Jackson. I thought about him. Nick Beggs. Keyboard, all the people I mentioned earlier. Drummer, I had Stuart Copeland like you did. I had Dennis Dykin, also of the Smithereens. I also had Phil Collins, because that massive drum sound of his from the 80s was so good, so influential. And I had Budgie of Susie and the Banshees. All the producers have already come up. I want to talk about the flex people, though. As a joke, I had Bez from the Happy Mondays because he didn't really do anything except dance on stage. And I thought maybe that's kind of funny. I don't know. Maybe that's important. We'll see. I also thought maybe about Andrew Ridgely because he didn't really do anything, but maybe if one of my guys are in the closet, Andrew will keep that secret for them for however long. So he's a good kind of like, he'll pick out our outfits for our shows. I thought about Sheila E. to play like some percussion, which I thought would be amazing, but I ultimately decided may not fit in this band. Yeah. And then I thought about hiring Peter Saville to come up with our album covers like he did the OMD albums, because that would have been, I think, just the right kind of vibe for the package I'm trying to sell here.
I don't know, man. I think that package seems a little artsy for the amount of toughness that is contained in this band. I think out of all the choices you listed, I think you did pick your best choices in terms of like having a real tough band.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
Good. Yeah, I just like Peter Saville's artistry, and I'd love his name to be on my album cover. Gotcha. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right.
I think I talked over Heidi.
No, I thought it was good. I really liked everything he picked.
Thanks.
The only thing I'm going to say is it's very nasty of you to name your band after one of the most outrageous haircuts, and then you have a lead singer who can't grow hair.
That's true. You mean the album name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Mohawk.
I know.
He's just going to sit there.
I didn't even think about that.
He's going to sit there and wish, man, I wish I could grow a Mohawk.
I had a Peter Garrett run-in one time. You guys want to hear it real quick?
Yes, sure. Please.
It was at the Peter Gabriel was doing the World Music Tour, that WOMAD tour in like the mid-90s. It was a band from each continent or something, right? And Minogue was there representing Australia. And Tony Levin's Peter Gabriel's bass player, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was backstage, had a pass that day, and I was like in catering in and out and so forth. And I got to be chatty, friendly for the day with Tony Levin, right? Tall guy, bald. To the point where we would bump into each other. We would just keep our conversation going and stuff, right? Fast forward an hour or two, whatever, I see what I think is Tony Levin over there doing like yoga or something, right? And I go over, or just standing by himself or something. I go over and I pick up our repartee as such as I thought it was. And he turns around, and it's not Tony Levin, who basically, in my memory, sneered at me. But it was warranted because I completely interrupted his yoga or whatever, his moments. He was probably doing his pre-stage ritual or whatever. And I hear the kid like, "Hey, man, how about that?" And my Peter Garrett near-death experience.
My gosh.
That's great. I love it.
Not to take us too far off task, but I have to say this. I was in line for drinks at a wedding one time. I was behind a member of the bridal party whose name was Tony Levin. And it was crazy because I in my car, in the CD player in my car, I had the first Liquid Tension album that day. I was listening to that. And I was going to make a joke to him. I was going to say, like, what are the chances that you're actually Tony Levin, the musician? I didn't. I don't know why. We're just in line. I should have talked to him. But when I got home, I Googled Tony Levin, and it was Tony Levin.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So that was embarrassing.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have said I was listening to you on the way here, and I didn't know you were going to be here.
That's wild.
Sorry to hold us up there. Heidi, please introduce the world to your band.
Oh, well, I have an all-girl power pop alt band with vocalist Annabella from Bow Wow Wow. On guitar, Joan Jett and our own Chrissy Hine. And Sarah Lee from Gang of Four and League of Gentlemen, and Kate Pearson on keyboards from the B-52s, Gina Shock from the Go-Go's banging on the drums. And the name of this band, produced by Janet Jackson, is Waves of Nausea. And the album is Nun's Knees.
Wow.
I have no idea how to spell nausea. How do you spell it?
You take the S out.
Nassau. Waves of Nassau.
Yeah.
It's about like
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Sorry, Heidi. I am about
That's
to spell
okay.
Nun's
Nun's
knees, and
knees.
that's a possessive apostrophe S.
Yeah, it's actually a medical terminology.
Oh, wow.
what
This
does
is
that
from
mean?
when I used to work at Oxford Health Insurance. That was in the medical terminology. Nuns would have a condition from kneeling so long.
Oh,
Wow.
And they named it Nun's Knees.
That's crazy.
Wow.
that's amazing.
I think that I was all in on your band as soon as you drafted in Chrissy Hynde, but you kicked it up a notch with Kate Pearson. For some reason, that is so appealing to me, having her in there with her voice and playing the keyboards. That was a great selection.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is one powerful group. I'm really excited about those choices. I think they would be amazing on stage. I would go see them play anytime.
Oh, definitely.
Kate Pearson is in there because Eric stole Christine McVie.
Oh, man.
You may have a different vision than me, but I think that worked out to your benefit.
Yeah, I think so
Mhm.
too. It was kind of those, I think both would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
She actually fits in better, I think. She's
I think so too.
Yeah.
similar generation.
Yeah.
Christine McVie's a bit older.
Yeah,
A bit more like blues rooted and not punk rooted kind of thing, right?
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's more of an alternative slant.
Yeah. You want to talk about the people that you didn't get to choose?
Oh, sure. I had like Nina Hagen
Hmm.
and Kate Bush. I even was thinking of like Tina Turner in there for just like a
Mm.
hard rockin' voice.
Oh, yeah.
I also was thinking of Sheila E.
Mhm.
for drums, but I just felt Gina would fit better. And then, for bass, I really, really wanted Gail Ann Dorsey.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
I thought about her
gosh.
too.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh, but I really, really like the sound I was looking for is more of that Gang of Four sound,
And not Tina
too.
Weymouth, huh?
No,
Okay.
it was between those two. And that's why I was like, if I could have an extra bass player, I'd add both of them.
Mhm. Nice.
I was wrestling with Gail Ann Dorsey today. Not literally.
Oh, yeah? Oh.
Because I have like an album by her from 1988, I think, 1986. So she was around and releasing music. But then I was like, well, we all know her now, but in the 80s, she wouldn't have been part of a supergroup. And that's why I ultimately did not even consider her. But she is so good. And so her voice is so amazing.
Yeah. And that was the kind of the thing too with me is like, she's like right on that edge of, she played with Bowie, but it was after,
Yeah.
And then I was thinking for producer too. Actually for graphic design and album cover and set design for going on tour, I wanted Laurie Anderson.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
That would be interesting.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
So are you happy with your group as it turned out?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it actually turned out even better than the whole thing that I had laid out.
Good.
Just it evolved even more so as we did that and went through it.
Very cool. I'm glad you're happy. All right, so that brings it to me. So I'm going to introduce the world to my band. In the 1990s, John Taylor had some sort of super group with one of the guys from the Sex Pistols and some other people called the Neurotic Outsiders, I believe.
Mhm.
So I'm going to, in my imagination, say that John Taylor is all in on the word neurotic. And this is a chance to use that word before he gets to the 90s. My band is called Neurotic Frequency,
Hmm.
which are two words that I can't spell, so I had to look them up. Oh, that's not right.
There you go. You did an E in. There you go.
There we go. I had to look them both up, make sure I could get close. And the album is going to be called Absolutes. So
Yeah, that sounds like a good 80s name.
It does.
I like that.
on vocals, we have the very smooth, very sophisticated Brian Ferry. On guitar, Johnny Marr from the Smiths.
That blows the suit thing out of the water, right?
Yeah. John Taylor on bass, Richard Barbieri on keyboards. the awesome Tony Thompson on drums, and of course, Ann Dudley coming in and conducting strings, and it's produced by Flood Mark Ellis. So I'm happy with my band. That's better. Actually, that's closer to what I wanted than I thought I was going to get. And I didn't really have a lot of choices for some of these things. For vocalist, I had Annie Lennox, like I said. The other two people, my third choice was Alison Moyet. I was like, oh, you know what? She might be cool with these guys. If I can't get Brian Ferry, I'm going to go with Alison Moyet, but I did get Brian Ferry. And I had Adamant as my other.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Have you come around on Adamant now, Brian?
Yeah, I thought he was pretty cool. I still have some trouble listening to those older songs, but if I start his greatest hits album like halfway through it,
yeah,
I enjoy it quite a bit.
Okay.
On bass, the only person I didn't that didn't get picked by any of us was Nick Beggs. I had him. Keyboards, my first choice was actually Alan Wilder from Depeche Mode. He's a very talented keyboardist. He would be better at playing like traditional piano parts, I think, than the guy that I did end up choosing, but I just thought it was too on the nose for me to pick somebody from Depeche Mode. And I also had Howard Jones and Nick Rhodes. And the only guitarist that I had that I didn't mention, I had Jamie from The Fix. I had Roland, and I mentioned both of those guys. I had Pearl Thompson from The Cure. I think she's Pearl now, but in the 80s, he was Pearl. The only other drummer I had Clem Burke and Boris Williams from The Cure.
You didn't have Roger O'Donnell, though, from The Cure? That surprises me, too.
No, I did not. I didn't even think
he played on Disintegration.
Yeah, I know. I didn't.
Did he?
And he played with the Thompson Twins like in the 80s before that. I just didn't. I didn't think of him. I don't know. And my flexes that I didn't use, I kind of went in the same train of thought as John with his guy who just was going to dance on the stage. I had Paul Rutherford from Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
There you go. Yeah.
For dancing. If worse came to worse, I was going to draft Adrian Wright from the Human League to show slides.
Slides. Oh my goodness.
Let me ask you a question. Was Nick Beggs, quote, Nick Beggs in the 80s, or was he just still the Kajagoogoo guy? Like, he didn't really get proficient. Like, he didn't have the name until later.
He was still the Kajagoogoo guy until much later.
You know, a lot of my guys kind of are rooted somewhat in the 70s, so I was just thinking of the 80s instance of them.
Good points.
With that in mind, John, another one I thought of as my flex was Bobby Hall on percussion.
I thought the same thing, Eric, and I knew you and I would be the only two that might think about that. And she was another one like Sheila E. that I would love to have in the band, but I wasn't sure would fit. Right. But I'm so glad you said that. Bobby Hall, yes, I thought the same thing.
And she's more 70s, I think, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, if no one else is going to ask, I'll admit that I don't know the name. Who was that?
Yeah, I don't know either.
Percussionist, she played with like Bill Withers, Marvin Gaye, like all that cool stuff on like Inner City Blues that the rhythms on What's Going On and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, she's like the conga bongo player.
Wow.
It's great. She was legendary back then on all the Motown stuff.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Sounds like it would have been a good choice.
All right, and that leaves us with Sarah and her band.
Oh, wow. You know, I got to say, listening to all of you and your grand schemes and how you decided you were going to come up with these choices, I really, when I made up my list, I made the long list of every category and didn't really put a huge amount of thought into exactly what configuration I wanted because I was just so worried that I wasn't going to get what I wanted anyway. And I thought, I don't want to be locked into stuff. So I kind of just threw a bunch of names on there, hoping I would, things would kind of fit together. And that's what I ended up with. So what I ended up with, I think, is a really strong group. I'm a little bit worried about the egos, perhaps, but there's some pretty strong egos there too. But I think if we could get them all to work together, we would have a really, really awesome band. And the band name I've chosen for this group is In Transit. I thought that sounded like a really 80s name. And their first album would be called Next Station.
That's a
like
good one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
I'm getting very like Berlin riding on the metro vibes from this. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Definitely.
To go over the band members again, the lead vocalist is Mr. Colin Hay from Men at Work on guitars, and I'm sure you do a little backup vocal there, would be Roland Orzabal from Tears for Fears. The bassist is the mighty Derek Forbes, bringing a melodic, lovely bass to the group. On keyboards, I have the fantastic Thomas Dolby, also bringing some vocals in there. On drums, on powerful, powerful drums, we've got Clem Burke from Blondie. And the producer of this fine group would be Rupert Hine. And I think he would do a fine job with them. And they would have some amazing videos directed by Tim Pope, my flex.
Nice.
Oh man, did you see that new In Transit video? Totally hear that, right?
Right, I know. In Transit, I had a whole bunch of choices, and even as we were all going over the band names, I'm like, which one? This is the one I chose. My first choice was Transit Lounge, which is actually a Crowded House song, John. You probably know
Yes,
that.
it is.
But I'm like that. I don't know. I think that sounds too sedentary. So I'm In Transit instead.
I like that. It's
Yeah.
good thinking, Sarah.
Well, thank you.
But-
Yeah, I had so many other choices on the list that I don't know if we want to bother going over them. But I'll tell you, my first keyboard choice, I ended up going with the last one. But the first person on my list was actually Jillian Gilbert from New Order,
Mhm.
which I thought would have added a neat dynamic to the group. But I'm not really sure if she can sing. And I just thought, with what I had going on there, I thought, you know what, Thomas Dolby would make a good complement to this group.
You made a great choice. She does sing on that other two.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But I did have another New Order guy a couple of New Order people on my list. Actually, everybody in New Order made the list. Peter Hook was my last choice for bass player. Bernard Sumner was my fifth choice for guitarist. And Stephen Morris actually was my second choice for drums. But then again, as the group was taking shape and I was looking more at what I had and looking what everybody else had, I thought Clem Burke would fit better. So yeah, I'm pleased.
Cool. I like all these bands.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd listen to all of them.
Yeah.
I know. I wish they existed.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of them flow appropriately,
Yeah.
They aren't just like mishmash people we like in a band. They make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think we did get really lucky, as Eric was saying. We're kind of pulling from different pools. I mean, Heidi with her amazing all-female group, that was an awesome way to go. You and Eric with your kind of more rock-oriented, I would say. Yeah, certainly with Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, as rock as it gets.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, on the rock side, 70s classic rock, 80s early rock.
Yeah.
And there were so many different genres then that we could have all just kind of went into those different genres and just never crisscrossed at all.
Well, that's why I say I wouldn't mind doing this again, but going with an 80s pop genre, an 80s R&B genre, an 80s hair metal genre, an 80s whatever, you know? Strictly
Electronic.
synth pop. Yeah. This is so fun.
Yeah, that
We
would
could
be
do
a
the
lot of fun.
90s. We
Do
could
the what?
90s.
The
Yeah, we could do a
90s.
90s.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's when the Lennons are
We'd
like,
be
the
hurting.
90s never happened.
We'd be hurting.
Yeah, my super group would be Collective Soul, the one band I bought records
Oh
from.
my goodness.
I just saw them in concert.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, with Hootie?
They opened for Hootie, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So how long did
Yeah.
Collective Soul play for?
They did like 6 songs, right?
Maybe 8. They played for about 40, 45 minutes.
Okay.
They were harder than I imagined. They were more metally more hard rock sound than I thought they would be.
Haven't they been doing an AC/DC cover on this run?
Yes, they did. Dirty
Deeds.
Deeds done dirt cheap. Yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
yeah. They put me on the list, thankfully.
So you don't support the musicians that you
Well, I like to think I am by having them on my freaking podcast. I pay for the tickets if I need to, but sometimes they like me enough to put me on the list.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say no to that.
Hey, they get so many free comp tickets. They got to give them away,
True.
Hey, you know what? When you mentioned Berlin, Terry Nunn would fit into Heidi's group as well, right?
I thought that too.
Oh,
Yeah, we saw her last year in concert. First time ever we saw her, and she put on an amazing performance.
Still sounds great.
Walking through the crowd, singing, and all kinds of crazy stuff. It was really good.
They did the Cult She Sells Sanctuary,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and she rocked. She was awesome.
Yeah,
That is cool.
that was tremendous. Yeah, the guitarist went crazy too. Yeah, that was really, really fun.
Hey, John, do you
So,
remember, did Collective Soul do anything off the new album?
That's a good question. They talked about the new album. I don't remember if they played anything off of
Did
it.
they do a song
I think
called,
Maybe one.
called Mother's
Yeah, I
Love?
think they're doing 1 or 2. I read the set list and the one that
Okay.
Their song
because everyone,
Bluer
you
Than
know, the
Blue
Collective
is
Soul fans are griping about the shortness of the set and the cover.
No offense to anyone here, but I don't care about Collective Soul that much. But I'd never seen them before, so I was kind of glad to, cross them off my list. So it's perfect. I don't know that I would pay to see Collective Soul, but I can say I've seen them, and I really liked December and They ended with Run. And that's my favorite song of theirs.
Oh, good
So
tune.
that was good. Yeah.
Brian, are your listeners going to vote on this or something?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
We will, when this episode is posted, we will all make some sort of graphic. I'm not a great graphic designer, guys, but I'll do my best to make it look nice. And maybe Sarah can help me with it. And it'll list our groups, our album names, our band names. It'll list everything in a nice column so everyone knows what's what. And we'll ask people to register the votes by commenting on the post. If you guys are interested, maybe your social media pages can share the post, then get your listeners involved. And we'll see who gets the most votes.
Brian, would you want me to release this in my feed as well, so that my listeners hear it, or is that crossing the streams?
If you want to, that'd be great.
If you want.
Yeah, that'd be groovy.
I'll share it too, so that way we can hit Alex Alt 3 times with it.
Oh, good. Andy Shaw.
Andy Shaw will have
Yeah.
plenty of sharing to do.
Please, Andy.
Yeah.
Guys, we want to thank you for spending so much time with us on a Monday night. Not the best way to start your week, probably, to get behind on your errands and your sleep and everything, but we appreciate you taking the time. Does anybody have anything you want to tell the nice people about? Something they should be listening to? Websites they should go to? Social media they should follow?
No, thank you so much for having me. Just vote in November. I'll say that.
Amen to that. And make sure it's blue. Yeah. I think everyone who listens to this either would know who I am or have decided they don't want any part of the hustle by now. So I'll just leave it at that.
All right. And Heidi, we have you in this great looking studio with all this excellent audio equipment. Should we throw Brad a plug here to thank him for letting us use his stuff?
Love that song podcast. Brad is the host with the most, and he's my hubby.
And he has the sexiest voice in podcasting.
Yes. He gets to whisper it in my ear all night long.
Oh,
You're a
the
lucky
rest
woman.
of us imagine that.
Nice.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us. We really appreciate it. And
Oh, yeah.
It was great spending time with you guys, as always.
You're here. Love you all.
You too. Love you too.
all right. I'm going to start off the recap by just saying, vote for me, vote for me.
That is shameless. There are plenty of groups you can vote for, folks. You can vote for In Transit. You can vote for Waves of Nausea. You can vote for Fuse, Teenage Harlots, or Neurotic Frequency.
Wow, what great names.
Those are the bands that are hoping to get your vote. So you just need to go onto social media. If you're following us, you'll want to go on to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I've kind of given up on Threads and Blue Sky for now.
Okay.
See what happens with those. I'm going to have a thread, a chat. What do you call it?
Conversation? I don't know. A post? It
Yeah,
depends on
post. That's what I couldn't think of the word post. There would be a post with a little graphic. Vote for your favorite imaginary 80s supergroup. It's not going to be an official poll because those sites, except for Twitter, seem to have done away with polls. So just chime in the comments which one you would buy if you had money for one record and you were in the 1980s and you walked into the record shop and all five were there waiting for you.
All right. That's
Which is your favorite of the bands. Now, the other guys on the podcast that you just listened to, the ones who have social media along with the show, they may have things on their sites as well. I think John's going to share the episode, he said.
okay.
So I don't know if they'll try to collect votes on their sites where their followers are. You know, they'd be smart to do that because if you're following The Hustle on Facebook, he's going to get more votes there maybe than here.
Yeah.
But anyway, wherever you see the post where you can cast a vote, feel free to cast a vote and we will tally these up. And, in a month or so, we'll release the winner, which band was more popular, the most popular.
Yes. I'm excited to see what kind of votes everybody gets.
And thanks again to Eric, Heidi, and John for joining us for this exercise in musical silliness.
It was silly, but it was a lot of fun. And we hope, again, that you found it fun as well.
So, Sarah, like I said, we do have a voicemail that we received a few weeks ago. I think we received it while we were fighting off the storms, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think that's true. That was a bright spot in an otherwise cloudy period of time.
It was. And this is a voicemail from Johnny. And this is going back, folks, to an old episode. This is not about Simple Minds or anything that we've done recently. It's someone who discovered one of our older episodes. One, if you recall, I've gone on record in past episodes as saying, I thought that this episode was going to do something for us. I don't know what, but I just thought for some reason this episode would be like really popular and get us like a little bit more
Engagement or
and
notice.
followers. And
yeah.
But ultimately it didn't happen. But here we are years later getting a voicemail about it.
Yeah, so that's pretty darn cool. And we want to thank him again for chiming in on SpeakPipe.
Unfortunately, the end of the message gets cut off. He didn't call back, so I don't think that maybe he knew that it got cut off. SpeakPipe has a 90-second limitation to it. You'll see it's kind of abrupt at the end. But so here is our voicemail from Johnny.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Sarah. Just listened to your podcast on Xanadu. I wish I had heard this years ago. It was great only because I am a huge Xanadu fan. I saw it in the movies multiple times. I want to say 20 times my girlfriend and I went and saw it. I saw the play on Broadway, off-Broadway actually. I listened to the soundtrack billions of times only because I'm a huge ELO fan and a Olivia Newton-John fan. The podcast is so on point because I think it is so misunderstood. I know the movie was funny and kind of a spoof, but wow, I still watch it, still love it, and I think it was absolutely great. Matter of fact, after seeing the movie, that Labor Day right after, my big brother had passed away, and I wrote out the words to one of ELO's songs, and I put it in the casket, which everybody was very moved with. All I know is that the movie has always hit a soft spot in me because of the time when it came out and my brother's passing.
So that was the end. It cuts off a little short there. But thanks so much for reaching out to us, Johnny, about the Xanadu episode. Sorry about your brother. I know it was a long time ago, but sorry to hear that news. Glad that you're a fan of that excellent movie.
Yeah, you love it.
I do love it. I think it is incredibly awesome. I could watch it every month. I could watch it. I'm not going to say I could watch it every week.
Yeah, that'd be a little much.
I could watch Flash Gordon every week.
Really?
No, probably every month, though.
Okay.
Xanadu and Flash Gordon, put them on a bi-monthly rotation, and I'll be happy.
Okay.
But yeah, I appreciate that you reached out to us to let us know that you enjoyed the Xanadu episode. I had a great time recording that one, learning about those songs, and singing the praises of an oftentimes overlooked gem.
I would agree. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's a gem, but it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed talking about the episode and talking about the movie and the music because, wow, it is great.
It's a gem.
All right. I guess I'll agree. It's a gem. Maybe a different kind of gem. You think it's a diamond. I'll say it's something slightly less than a diamond.
A sapphire?
Ooh, yeah.
A rhinestone?
No.
So we have tickets to see Jeff Lynne and ELO in October on their farewell tour.
September, yeah.
September on their farewell tour, and I'm hoping they're going to do Xanadu. I know that in the past he has performed the song Xanadu.
Oh, I hope so.
If anyone has a direct line to Jeff, let him know that we'll be at the Philadelphia show, and we'd love to hear anything off of this soundtrack.
You mean a telephone line?
Good one.
Thank you.
So that's all we have for you this time, folks. Thanks again to Johnny for the voicemail. Thanks to everyone for listening. Thanks in advance for going out and voting for your favorite 80s group. I know you're all fans of John Taylor, and you'll probably cast your vote for Neurotic Frequencies.
What a great name. Oh, but still, In Transit's better.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're not already, that's where you got to go to see the post about this and to cast your vote. So we would appreciate you doing that, following us there. Also want to say we haven't had a review of the podcast since April, which is really depressing to me. So if anyone has been enjoying the show and wants to help us out, please go on to Apple Podcast and give us a review. We'll read it here on the air and thank you, or try to justify what we're doing if you don't like it.
Right.
If it's nice, we'll thank you. If it's not, we'll say, well, here's what we were thinking.
Yeah. And if you want to send us an email, you can do that too. And our email address is permrecordpod@gmail.com.
And finally, if you want to leave us a voicemail like Johnny did there, you can go to speakpipe.com/permrecordpod, where you can leave a 90-second voicemail for free, or you can call us at 724-490-8324. And we love getting those and playing them on the show. It's always good to have someone's voice on here other than us.
I agree.
Which is why it was nice to have Heidi, Brad, and Eric.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, next time we see you, the plan is to kick off Depeche Mode Speak and Spell with Depeche Mode Speak and Spell Part 0.
Oh, wow.
It's a very comic bookish thing to do. If you read comic books, 0 issues are this big scam that comics like to do. So we're running a big scam with Speak and Spell Part 0, which is going to indirectly tie into Speak and Spell and Depeche Mode, but
Only indirectly, huh?
Yeah, maybe not really get talking about the album.
Okay.
But if you like Depeche Mode, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so. And if you like us, you might enjoy it anyway.
And we're going to have some more guests on there. We're going to have the aforementioned Brad Page.
That's right.
As we went up to New Hampshire and recorded in his studio.
Yeah.
Which is way better than our studio.
Yeah. It is an actual studio.
It is, yeah. When we say our studio, there's there's quotation marks around the word studio when we say it.
Yeah.
His is a true studio. So that was awesome. But who knows? We may see you with something short in the meantime about the ABC Howard Jones Haircut 100 gig. Not promising anything. We'll see what happens.
It's anyone's guess at this point, but you know there are more episodes in your future. So watch your podcast app for the latest.
Great advice, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, let's go wrap up summer.
Okay, let's do it.
See you, everybody.
Music. Who there never was a doubt, don't be prove it. You should take me by surprise, I ain't fooling. Everything's synchronized in a movement. Hey, now, we're enchanted, struck by lightning. What can we do when the feeling's so exciting? We just ran into each other. Now we can't refuse, cause the night's so inviting. We won't be lonely tonight. Must be miles ago since we first said hello. We won't let us out of our sight. Passion has to grow, darling, because we know, yeah. Let's keep that fire alight. Nothing can go wrong. We're together from now on. All the love we excite. Loneliness is gone. Did it take us so long?
By the way, I probably stand the least chance of winning amongst your listeners.
As soon as you put Eddie Van Halen.
I know it's
Well, though we have people that have diverse tastes, so it might.
I mean, the thing is that you can't deny he's a great guitarist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, the permanent record listeners walking through a record store and these 5 are on the shelf, they're going to buy those 4. And then maybe their uncle will leave them.
You've got Michael Hutchins on the. If you put Michael Hutchins on the album cover, I think you're gonna get a few people to.
That's true.
Pick it up.
That's true.
Maybe we.
Heidi, do you think Brad could have done this? Would he have?
Oh yeah. He
Okay.
would have made fun of you guys too.
Yeah.
But he would have had a band.
He would have come up with his own stuff.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll do a different iteration that would make sense for him to join us.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
We could.
But this was my very first podcast, so.
Oh.
Really?
Oh.
I was
you did
really
the ones
nervous.
with Ken. I remember you used to do the ones with Ken Mills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was nervous with those too. But
Wow.
Oh,
You're good
you
at
did
it.
great.
this was
Okay.
my first music
I
one.
never
Yes.
would have known.
Yep, I never would have
Great
guessed.
job.
In fact, I just assumed that you had been on plenty of things. That's why I asked you, and I never even thought to ask you if it was something you would want to do.